Hey gang, Marty Bostic here. I am coming to you today to talk to you about something that I think is a common point that every marketer reaches in their efforts in their career. They seem to get stuck. They get to this plateau, to this peak of their efforts, and then nothing. Okay, so what I want to talk about, and the reason I titled it this way, is the getting past the honeymoon phase of your marketing. So if you are seeing this broadcast, this was actually pre-recorded. I'm sitting here going ahead and recording it, getting it all worked out, but it's not live. It may look live to you, but it's actually being played by a pre-recorded source. So feel free to take a look at the replays. If you'll look at the website down below here at whatithinkandmore.com, you'll see a live broadcast archive, and I will have that out there for you, and you can go back and look at this later in your leisure. I actually broadcast this out to multiple channels, out to YouTube, out to Periscope, out to Facebook Live, and I like to leverage all those platforms at once. Again, my name is Marty Bostic. I have been a career nerd and IT entrepreneur since the early 90s. I have done just about everything you can think of in the marketing spectrum. I worked with a ton of different clients on automation, on email marketing, and just actual funnel analysis and design. So I've tried a whole bunch of crap that doesn't work. I've lost a lot of money on it over the years, but I've made some money on it over the years. Okay, so I stick with it, which is kind of the what I wanted to touch on today. So if you are on Periscope, if you would swipe right or swipe up, depending on if you're on an Android or an iPhone platform, and share this out with your followers and friends. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not following me already, please feel free to do so. And over here on the left side, the contact info, I've got it over here on the left. Hopefully you can read this. Feel free to connect with me. My handle on most of these is FMG Plan. FMG stands for Freelance Marketing Group. That's my underlying company for all my marketing efforts. So feel free to reach out to me. I'd be glad to speak with you. You can email me directly, and I'll be glad to answer any questions I can for you. So let's dive right in. I want to get on this subject because I really want to drive this point home. So what I mean by the honeymoon phase of your marketing, if you're like most marketers, you've been in this for a little while, you go off and you pick up some new whiz bang system. It might be a system on how to earn an additional 500 or 1,000 bucks a month, and it's got a whole bunch of steps in it. Maybe it's got one of the steps is teaching you about internet marketing. It's teaching you how to go off and create a WordPress website, and then maybe go off and register a domain name, and then to go off and take that domain name and then set up a pretty theme on it to make it look right for your marketing. Then maybe you need to go write a few articles, So on day one, maybe let's just say Monday is our day we're picking to let this follow throughout the week. So Monday, day one, you go off and you start consuming this content. Okay, you're looking at this offer, you're looking at this thing, and you're like, wow, I can do this, I can make this work. So I get in there and I start reading all this stuff. And Monday rolls around and you've gone off and you've read all the content, you've written down all your notes, you got all your ideas, you're still pumped about it, you're still ready to go. So Tuesday rolls around. You're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm going to go build my WordPress website and I'm going to register my domain. That's a pretty good, successful day of marketing. Okay, on Monday, you got all the material consumed, you figured it out. Tuesday, you're putting it to action. You're going off, you're registering your domain, you're building your website, and maybe Wednesday, you're getting your theme put together. You're writing some articles. You're getting all that stuff put together. Maybe you're outsourcing some articles for this, and you're getting it ready. So you're getting your content ready for this website and you're making it really look great and getting everything going. So, Thursday, Friday, all those days start rolling around. You get toward the end of the week, you got everything in place. You got it all built. You're ready to go. And then the weekend hits. You get distracted. You're doing other things with family. You don't really put any time into it. Okay, so you start backing off of it a little bit. So let's say the next Monday rolls around and you're not quite as enthused about that offer anymore. You're not quite as excited about this thing that you got started with. You're not nearly as excited as you were last Monday. Okay, so it's kind of like that honeymoon phase. You're just excited about that idea of being married. You're great. Life is great. Everything's great, and then the news starts to wear off a little bit. Okay, so now all of a sudden, the next Monday rolls around and it's time to start doing those mundane tasks. Okay, and the reason I'm saying this is This instant gratification feeling that you've gotten with your marketing, with this new sharp, shiny object, it's starting to wear off, so it's losing its luster. So the thing that got you excited on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, when you actually had things that you could do and complete, now they're complete. There's not really anything else to complete. Okay, so you, that feeling of needing to complete the project, needing to complete a task, is gone. You're not really there anymore because you've already done all that part of the heavy lifting. Now comes the day-to-day marketing. Now comes the rinse and repeat cycle of making the thing that you created come to life and keep working. But it's not nearly as exciting. Okay, it's the news wore off of it, and that plateau, that peak that you reach, you get up here and you're done with all those tasks, and then you're back down here to, wow, I don't have anything to complete. I don't have anything to keep going. Well, this is the biggest mistake that marketers make. I see so many that give up on this because they're always looking for that new plateau to reach, and they don't give the thing that they spent the time and effort and money on a chance to work. So where it really gets busy, and what separates the successful marketers from the unsuccessful marketers, is that ability to commit and stick to that marriage of that thing that you got started with. Okay, you gotta do the day in, the day out. You gotta pay the bills. You gotta do all the things it takes to make it work. And I compare that to a marriage because it takes work to make a marriage work. Okay, and I've been married for 25 years. So I can tell you it takes a lot of work. We've had our peaks and valleys, we've had our plateaus, we've had our valleys down here and our tough times, but you have to work at it to keep it going. So let's talk about that thing that you implemented, that marketing system that you put into place. Now comes that mundane, repetitive motion of marketing it, giving it the care and feeding, and doing the things it takes to keep it afloat. And where you're going to stand apart from the others is if you stick with that and you keep working it and working it and working it and give it a chance to work for you, you will see the results from it. Now, I'm not saying every system is foolproof and every system is going to give you results. What I'm telling you is the fruits of your labor will pay off if you go back later and you go back and you look at where you started and you analyze it and you go, wow, I've started to get some results from that because I keep feeding this thing, I keep doing this thing. Whether it's posting on forums or maybe it's writing new blog articles, those things that you have to keep doing, you got to keep doing them. You got to keep pushing forward and pushing forward. And what happens is you get the results from that. You start to see that pattern of the things that you put in place. But don't keep looking for that new plateau. Don't keep looking for uh, that high point and to get that gratification. I mean, it's like a junkie taking that first hit off of a drug. I know that's probably a horrible analogy, but I really don't give a crap. So it's you know he's so damn sure that he could find that perfect high again. He's out looking for it. It doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way in life. It doesn't work that way in marketing. You got to stick with this stuff and you got to make it work for you. And once you build this thing and you get it nurtured and you get it going, it's kind of like growing a garden too. You get it going, you'll reap the fruits from it. You'll reap all the food that comes from that. But you have to keep sowing those seeds. You have to keep tending to them. You have to keep watering them. And you got to make it work for you. And then you'll see the results. Once you've done that, then you can move on to the next shiny object, the next great thing, because now you have built this, but you've got to get that mindset of completeness removed. The project will never be finished. If it's a marketing solution, you will always be marketing it until it's no longer a viable solution. You're going to continue to market it. You're going to continue to put it out there. It's not done. It's not finished. Okay, it's not one of those things. So you're going to hear a lot of marketers, a lot of pros, a lot of gurus, a lot of pricks that tell you how to do this stuff, and they have no clue what it takes to succeed, make it work on that end themselves. Okay, or maybe they have a whole team to keep theirs going, but that's not always the case. So just to recap, whatever project you start, whatever marketing solution that you've picked up and you've gone with, make sure that you follow it through and you get all the heavy lifting tasks, all the foundation built, but that you follow through with what's required to care and feed for that thing every single day. Okay, keep that thing afloat, keep it moving, keep it going. Then you'll be able to see the results from it. But don't look for the results to happen right away. Don't look for closure to be there on day one. You're not going to get that completion. You're not going to get that instant gratification once you've built it. Okay, once it's built, but then you have to do the things to keep it afloat. Okay, um, I hope this has resonated in some way. I hope it's been of some use to you. I can tell you that once I started focusing on that and I stopped looking at all the neat stuff and switching around and hopping from program to program years ago, everything started to click better. Everything started to work because now I've got multiple income streams, multiple systems, but I have to care and feed for every one of those to keep them going. Okay, I have to keep them moving. But all the ones that I keep feeding and caring for, and I've gotten rid of some that I didn't have time for. Okay, let me go ahead and say that there are going to be programs. There's going to be stuff that you do that's no longer a good investment in your time because when you tested it and you put it into place, you might have made some money with it, but you didn't make enough money to make it worth your time and effort to put into it. So as a result, you want to take that, you want to cast it aside and no longer screw with it. Okay, it's time to replace it with another one. But make sure that the time that you spend is spent wisely and continuing to take care of these things. Okay, but don't always be looking for that new shiny object. Okay, so again, my name's Marty Bostic. I hope this was helpful. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or evening, wherever you might be. Again, feel free to connect with me on any of these networks that you see over here on the side. So I'm on YouTube. I'm very active on Twitter. I'm always checking Twitter, so you can reach me at FMG Plan there. What I think and more.com is my blog where I write my ramblings, my reviews, and all my blog posts. And then I have a company website, fmgplan.com, where I offer my services. So, gang, take care. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you on the next broadcast.